Hi guys, it's Aegis here. So today I'm here with a Stoicheia deck profile again, and this time it's also with Lianorn. And compared to like the kind of a skeleton deck that when we rely only on Lianorn and her basic support and upgrades, this time it is a very different build because as I said in the previous video, that I don't feel the build is like very, how would I say it, very comfortable to play with. It got her good point, but the deck still looks lacking something. So I am looking into what we are lacking and come up with this build. So with the previous build, the biggest issue is when you do not have a crit on a withstanding regard, that you withstand with your Resonance Dragon, you're going to not apply enough pressure to your opponent. That is one big con. So in this deck, I'm trying to overcome that while still trying to do our things. So let's go through the content, and then you will see like step by step what I play and why to me this build is a lot more comfortable. Now, first, the right line, except the Great Pre Lianorn, I am using the Rural right line. So the Rural right line will give me the plant tokens basically. So here we are. That's basically all the plant tokens that you will need and you will only be playing. This will give you one, this will sack one and give you two. That's all you have. In this deck, I'm not playing any more plant token generating cards, but mainly they're here to give you the boost that you want, give you the early push that you want, while not using extra resources from your hand. Because I'll give you one for free. This one you need to set one regard, but it's free already and give you two. And then if you want to play more stuff from hand, you can, and you don't have to. So worst case is you do this to swing for once, and then you do this to swing for 2 times, right? Or even just place 2 at the back, then when you go to Lianorn, you only need one more extra booster to at least start the engine going. This is quite important because in previous build with Lianorn, I do need to play a lot of cards from hand to actually like fulfill the free boosting requirement. Of course, they are not like invincible, so they will still get retired or something, but it's still better than nothing. Right, now main deck, free Lianorn. Not only crit is important, power is also important to your front row. Also you get your soul, you get to draw. So present right is basically still needed for this deck, and it's very important to this deck. So I'm running a full play set of the Lianorn. And then Resonance Dragon, basically a win con. He himself is not the win con, but the regard that he withstands is your win con. And in order to make those attacks scary, you need to pull yourself like an over trigger or crit trigger to actually make the attack become scary. Because if you're only hitting like one time, that's probably not going to, like, one damage is not going to be like that scary. They might just take 2 hit and end. But if 2 of your attacks are both with 2 crits, then if they take both, it's 4 damage. That's completely different, because then they will at least give you a 15 issue, because that's more scary. And they don't want to push themselves to a corner that even if they survive, they still need to take a free drive check Lianorn while they're on 4th. That's not what they want to see. 3 damage, they might still take the hit, because like maybe you only put 1 crit, right? But if they are at 4, they will be guarding, willing to guard a little bit more. That's, I think, is more important. And here is the main dish. Is I'm running 2 of the Prison Dragons. You don't need a lot, but you do need to find one into your drop. And why this card is important is because he can gain a crit, and if you lacking power, he can at least become 15k, which is quite important. And he is a unit that you can just feel free to ditch for your right deck, for your Lianorn or anything. So he won't come late. He will always be useful to you. And if you get him early game, even this with a plant token is still a 10k with 2 crit. Like, yeah, it's a 5k shield, but are you going to take the 2 hit? Right? So you can at least bait some early defenses from an opponent, then that's already fulfilling what is needed, because Prison Dragon is not like 1 per game. As long as you have in order to play, you can bring him out. You can plus 1 crit, plus 10k, depending on the situation, but this can basically be done every single turn. And Lianorn, you call plus 1 draw into call 1 unit, anyway you can just call on top of the Prison Dragon and then play an order and bring it back. Easy. Also, like, I did come up with this idea first, like, to use the Prison Dragon, and then I see, like, from the English side recently, even like Outer Orange is also using the Prison Dragons in Flagbird, so Prison Dragon will be more kind of important to a lot of different Stoicheia decks, to apply the early pressure, to apply like a sudden crit pressure when basically 2 kind of situation. 1, your Vanguard will attack first and your Regal side usually are weak, or you are like need some early rush, you need that as well. Also the like Redalina thing is also important here, but in this deck, because I'm not running a Great Roroa, I only have basically 1 turn to do that, so I rather not going for that route, and that cost me 4 extra cards. So I'm actually using these while mixing orders that can actually also help Lianorn to do what she wants to do. That I think is more effective. And then 1 Shadow Cloak. I only have space for 1. I do want to make 1 more space for another one, because he can bounce a card that I want to. He can ditch the order that I want that I can actually pick up, because I do have tools to pick up cards. So it is a good card, and I have to say I really want to run more, but I don't have space yet, so I'm only running 1. But if you do, feel free to tune it to 2 if you want to. I think 2 will be better, but so far I can only make 1 for 1. And then 3 of the DM is the basically your Reborn for your Resonance Dragon, basically that, or any kind of great one that you requires to boost yourself. And she herself is a 13k booster attacker, so just that good. She's just a very nice common card to have for Stoicheia. Then I'm running 3 of the Sea Breeze Abduction, so he is the card that helps you pick up an order. But in order to do that, your boost attack with this card needs to hit, that's one thing, and you need to bind 1 card from your drop zone that is an order card in order to pick another order card from your drop. So you do need to have 2 order cards in your drop zone. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard, but at least you are starting to apply the on hit pressure that can gain 2 card, and from there you can start baiting shields from your opponent, right? And you can just put him to the side, so you have 2 chances to make this to hit. Or if you have multiple, while you have like a whole bunch of orders in your drop zone, then you might actually pick up a few things that can 1, help you survive because they can be big order, and 2, you can pick up for like some setup orders that you might require another order in your hand, or even just become a PG cost or whatever that helps. The on hit pressure is still there. And since we will be binding quite a lot of our orders, so I'm also running this card. 2 of the Sleeve Tuckling Belly. So she basically is a power buffer while returning your binded orders, so that you can using your abduction to actually pick them up again. Because if you drain all your orders out, this card will become useless, right? And with Prison Dragon, the weak point is if you don't have present right, it's just a 5k. So you still need to have some kind of boosting to apply the pressure, like late game, while you both sides are hitting very big, but your sides are not strong enough. What you can do, pump your power. Yeah, and once you get all the orders from your buy zone back to the drop, not only power up, again you can use abduction to pick them up again, right? So that kind of extend the game plan to at least a few more turns, so that you can just keep rotating stuff and have more rooms to choose what order to bind, to pick up, and such. And then only 2 of the normal booster PG, and then 1 of the order PG. I'm only running 3 because this deck will drain your resources quite fast. By resources I mean your deck. So you will be drive checking a lot, you will be like filtering cards for yourself, so, and you will be drawing cards. You will just do a lot of things to thin your deck. So you don't expect yourself to play a very long game, and I'd rather put resources to make the aggressive plays. So 3 PGs so far is helping me out, and don't forget this order you can pick up with your abduction if this card is not being used, because after this card is being used, it will be removed from game. It's not going to the bind zone, it will be removed from game, so you cannot pick it up again. But if you just simply use it at a right cost to use your right deck, then you can pick it up with abduction. Or when you can't find your PGs, you can use your Shadow Cloak to put this to the drop and make this to hit, then you can pick it up, right? So there's a lot of things that you can actually do with the deck to make it more scary with the on hit, more utilizing your orders a little bit more. And then 1 Ghost Chase, because you will be reborning cards, so you can reborn your PG, so you can pick it up. Also Shadow Cloak can help you do that, because whenever you play an order, you can store +1 to just +5. So that also is a kind of power gain, even though you can't pop the unit back up, but yet at least you have a Ghost Chase. And because we play over trigger, sometimes we have to guard with it, and we can just play like Zogger. We reborn a unit and then we bounce it back. And then the new Lianorn order simplifies DB. So this card is basically a kind of a mini Lianorn skill. You can last 1, draw 1, call 1 card from your hand or discard. If you call during the turn, that unit can't attack, but you get +10k power. And after you play this order, you probably will play 1 of your boosters, and then your Prison Dragon will be coming back. So this is direct 10k plus, and if you choose 10k plus on this, so for example, if it's this line, it will be 13 plus 10, 23. If you want to plus extra 10, it will be 33. So at least the power level will be way different. And in previous light testing, I also running this card but without the Prison Dragon. So I bring the unit out as a booster, but usually they aren't helping me much and keep draining my Counter Blast. But now this will activate a lot of things, so I think it's actually helping me a lot. And then 2 of the Rendering Soul is still a romance to do for draft checks, so here we are with this, and we do play a lot of orders, so you don't need to worry about like not having extra order to actually use the skill. But I strongly recommend you start using this order when you are on Lianorn, not on grade 1 or 2, because the benefit you can gain is not that much. Okay, and then Fine Drink of Abolishment for Sins. So this will also allow you to draw 1 card, and you see I'm not using the grade 1 Lianorn support to actually gain souls, but Resonance Dragon is basically helping you out. So you can use this card, draw an extra card that may save you, and if you have a lot of orders in your drop plus your bind zone, you will have a bigger shield value. And this card you can still pick it up if you have abduction, and even if you need to bind it out, you can still use her to put it back so you can reuse. So far this card did help me out because the extra sometimes it's just the like 5k shield that I'm missing that may lose me the game, but I just so +1, draw 1, having extra card. Wow, yeah, that basically it. Tier 4 Melis is a soul charge, counter charge card, and a way to basically kill the prison dragon. So nothing too much to say about this card, but when you do have a lot of resources to actually on the board to recover your soul cost and counter boss cost, then I think this is a good card. But if you like manage your resources so well, and you probably only have like one prison dragon, you can just save it for other costs. And in this new order, sweets that become an evil dream. So this is yet another draw card, and then you can look at top card of your deck, you can put it on top or discard it. So if you see a prison dragon, feel free to discard it. If you see a resonant dragon, you might choose to discard it so you can reborn it. If you see its order, you can discard it. If you see a trigger, definitely keep it on top, right? And because you get to draw first, so I think that's actually helping you a lot. And then it is the Frozen Resentment, so it's the upgraded spiritual body condensation. They can look at top 3 to digit card, so like help you find your prison dragon, but you don't get the 5k buff. But I think this is more efficient to find stuff. And activating order is mainly to help you bring back your prison dragon. So the power plus is helpful, but not necessary in here because we have other options. And then one wild intelligence to basically do something that is the same but using color blast. Now triggers. Stoicheia over trigger because we do want the extra crit, and the other additional effects is just that great. Sowing crit because we do want souls, 3 more normal crits, 4 of the 20k fronts, 3 normal heals, and 1 effect heal that depending on the meta you have, you can choose the fight against crit or the one that fight against withstand, up to you. So this is not fixed, or even if you want 4 of the normal heal trigger, that's totally fine. And you can see I'm not using draw trigger because the 10k shield is just not enough for me, so instead I'm using like this to draw, this to drive, and this to draw. So I'm using orders to actually help me to draw cards and also Lianorn skill. So I do draw a lot, and the 20k shield is actually helping me a lot. And also since I'm playing Prison Dragon and my Lianorn will be springing first, the front trigger will definitely change situations. Like if you pull 2 fronts, a 2 crit Prison Dragon will be 25k by himself, and then if your person riding is 35, then you will stand with Resonant Dragon. That 35k swing can be just a problem to deal with. So yeah, so that's why I'm not running extra draws while trying to boost attacking points, power, damage to maximum. And in order to do that, I use Prison Dragon to cover the crits, and I use Evander so the +1 drive to try to at least cover the part that Lianorn I can always pull trigger with Lianorn. At least like +1 drive, then it's probably easier, right? If first time won't work, second time should do, third time should do. So you can see this build as a way that when I am too depressed with triggering, that I turn into trying to find more drive, and then because I always can't get a crit on my regard that I'm withstanding with Resonance, I'm using Prison Dragon, and find out it actually works. And I have been fighting like Uber, I've been fighting a lot of different decks that I still find myself being able to play for a while. So that's totally fine. And do remember, Prison Dragon is not like something that you don't want to lose. Like if you are facing a Uber deck, if they send a Prison Dragon to your bottom of the deck, that really doesn't matter, because your idea is still using Lianorn skill, using Resonance Dragon, and Resonance Dragon will go into your soul, go into the drop anyway, so you won't be losing that card. And since you're only playing like a Prison Dragon on the other side, or some other great ones, so even if they're gone, they don't hurt you. You can still do your normal plays, you can still do your all your order plays to do your stuff, and you can still be able to fight when you're losing resources, because you have so much way to actually gain. And like, I see a lot of people don't like this card. At first I don't like it too, because when I see something, it's like, oh, this again, right? But in this deck, when I cut draw, this draw is important, and also the moment when you see the triggers coming on the top while you're doing your Resonance Dragon play, you will be so happy about that, because like we play a lot of crits, right? So if you see just whatever crit is on top, and while you play this order, right, and you know you have a Resonance Dragon, then, and you also have this in your drop, right? So when you play this order, you see this, put it on the top, bring this back, and now you can actually choose to plus 10k because you know a crit is coming. So you increase your chances to fully utilize your Prison Dragon, and it also applies to like all kinds of other regards that you are going to withstand with your Resonance Dragon. You can plan ahead, right? Even if you don't see anything, just put in a drop, right? That is still at least giving you a higher chance to pull triggers. So I really like this deck, and it really makes me feel a lot more comfortable compared to the normal Lianorn. I hope you can try it. Let me know your thoughts, and maybe there are also some other order choices that you think might work. Feel free to let me know. But so far I think these are good ones to run, and mainly HDs, and the others are kind of utilizing what I think I'm missing, maximizing it so I can get there and play happier. Basically that's it. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Like this video if you like this idea, subscribe to my channel for more deck profiles, unboxing, deck fights. Yeah, and I think that's basically it. Thanks for watching, guys, again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off.